What's happening, everybody? Hey, I'm on a little early, and that's okay. How's everybody doing tonight? We have a lot to talk about tonight. Oh my goodness, it's been cray. It has been a crazy day. So I look forward to going over everything because wow, what a world we live in right now. What a world. So look at all these peeps. How's it going, everybody? Good to see you. Let me catch up with let's see who was first tonight. Oscar, number one, Doobie, Souljo, Darren. Oh, you have three fighting for first. So now what's up? Dubois, Ralph, Mike, Ox Small. Say my name. Honeybad, Jack Hamilton, Linda Telly, Dan Johnson, Alex, Dan, Gerald, Slytherin, Barbara, Everett, ESK in the house, Automags, KYP, what's up? So now what, Rich, you got your head bobbing again? There you go. Meowie. What's up, kiddies? Alex, John Cresson, sunny Southern California. Richard, Steve Mnuchin. I know. That was interesting, wasn't it? Hello, Ace. You added 1,000 GTI today. Nice. I said crazy. Drink. Okay. Brett, I am a little early. I don't know. You're somewhere on there. Vinman, Mamba, Backcracker. What to do the one? Good to see you guys. All right, man. There's a lot to go over tonight. So I'm going to do my best to give you guys your money's worth because wow, so just a crazy day. It's kind of starting tonight. Blake, catching you live from Puerto Vallarta. Wow, living like a baby prince right now, soon to be King's Test. I like it. Frankie, what's going on? Pat Chagoya, Eric B, Ricky, you have your mind on GTI all day? I mean, yeah. I don't have much to talk about on GTI today. At least it hasn't been read in 4 days. So that's great. That shows definitely some gaining strength there. So that's pretty exciting. Hope ZJYL squeeze soon. ZJYL is looking amazing. We're going to go over that. Akira IPA man here drinking a seasonal smart mouth Saturday morning. That sounds good. I gotta try it. Yeah, please like, subscribe, share if you guys don't mind. I appreciate it. Let's get the peeps in here. I'm a little early, so there might be some people wanting to join that have not made it yet. In fact, I'm just going to share it to Twitter real quick. Let everybody know I'm a little early. Early is good. It means I can do more time, get through more. All right, let me hit these peeps up. All right, now they can make their way over. All righty. ZJYL closes the gap tomorrow morning. You'll pick up 1,300 shares. Wow, that's a big jump in. Where in God's name are the shorts and ZJYL getting the shares to short? Where do they ever get the shares to short? That's what's so nuts about all this, you know? Hey, DTBs on Rumble. Welcome, sir. Rumble peeps, welcome. I got 24 watching on Rumble. That's awesome. It's I'm starting to grow the channel on there a little bit. I'm also on YouTube. Guys, last night, just FYI, the chat died for Rumble, and I'm sorry about that, but YouTube stayed on. So if you're hitting me up on Rumble and you notice that you're not getting your comments on, then you might want to run over to YouTube for now. But I'm dual streaming, so trying to make this work for everybody. But we'll see. Got my mind on my money, on my money, on my mind. I like it. Tell me you're about to be rich without saying you're about to be rich. Well, we'll get there. What's up, AC? Thanks for the live. It's getting on the road. I like it. Oh yeah, Ricky, I got a haircut. It was time, man. My hair was wild. I let it grow long because the whole time I didn't cut it, the Niners hadn't lost, and then they lost at the end. I got a little superstitious at the end there. And then I was about to cut it, and my wife's like, but I like run my hands through your hair. I was like, okay. So then a couple more weeks went on. I was like, good Lord, I can't keep doing this. So did it. I finally got it. Brett Montgomery, today's word compliance. Yeah, we'll jump right into that. Let's start getting into it. Pull this up. First of all, I just wanted everybody to know the State of the Union 2023 is tomorrow. So just letting you guys know our professional administration just doing a great job with their social media right there. So thought you guys should know and be ready for that because it's important. It's important to watch them mumble through the State of the Union. So I am going to talk about ZJYL. Don't worry. And you notice the curls weren't shown? Yeah, the lady was upset she cut them. All right, let's get right into ZJYL. And then I got a lot to talk about on the economy, on the banks. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to go over. So, but we'll start with ZJYL because I know a lot of peeps are here for that. And as far as, I'll just start real quick. Finger GTI have no news, but the story hasn't changed. We're in a good place. MMTLP, same thing. Everybody's just working towards resolution that as soon as there's word, I'll tell you. But there's not really anything to report today. So GTI Finger, other than questions you guys have maybe towards the end of the live, I won't be talking about them too much. But obviously, I still love them, and nothing's changed. So there you go. Jenny L, Robert Hicks, Rosie, you can tell your wife to run your fingers through her own. Oh, man. I don't talk to my wife like that, and that's probably why I'm still married. Frankie of Puts on NYCB, and they wouldn't let you sell before the hold. Oh, my God, that's messed up. That's so messed up. My avatar needs a Niners hat. Yeah, maybe I'll eventually add it. Tag me about a tweet about New York Bank and Jeffries tied to it. Really? Well, I'll be. Okay, well, let's go. So first things first, ZJYL fully compliant. As we have said, they would be. We knew it. It'd be fine. No big deal. They actually are so compliant and they have satisfied everything so much that I believe their hearing on the 14th next week has even been canceled. They are good to go. No issues. ZJYL is good. So for all the bashers, shills that were coming out and trying to throw that out there, just shut up. You guys are stupid. You're done. And obviously you just keep getting proven wrong. So anyways, that was a big win right there. $20 Sleepy Joe falls asleep during the stadium. No, he'll be amped up on amphetamines or Mountain Dew. I'm at too much Mountain Dew. Ham asked on Twitter if you wanted him to talk tonight. I'll reach out to Ham maybe as I get towards the bottom of the stuff and see, ZJYL. Okay, Kit put this up. It was great stuff. Kit's always putting up good stuff. Mac D, first time crossing post split. The volume and price is well too low for covering. 26 is my projection for buy-in shorts. 5 billion underwater. Creeping up, accumulation, momentum are key. Hedge funds versus hedge funds. This is what we like to see. Hedge funds versus hedge funds. Now he thinks $26. If we hit 26, that's when the shorts buy in. Now that would be like the equivalent of $520 pre-split. I think that's pretty high. I don't know why he's seeing that because over here, this guy is seeing crypto. He's seeing up 76% 3 days. So ready to take off. Shorts lose any control past 15. So we have differing opinions on when ZJYL will take off. But the point is up 76% in 3 days. ZJYL is looking good. So there's nothing to worry about on that front. And we can get excited. We just need to keep paying attention. But obviously right now, it's a problem. It crossed 10 today for quite a while. They were able to get it back down under, but they weren't able to get it red. It was green on the day. I have a lot of excitement about ZJYL. And yes, Kit is very smart. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm surprised that it's so high, but Kit is very smart. And so maybe, but anyways, the idea is if we keep moving up, 15 to 26 should not be hard to get to either one of them before too long. And then we rock it up. So that was what people are looking at. Fix a man. Oh, that was an hour ago, he asked. Okay. Well, I'll text him in a bit and we'll see. Dubois, crazy ace. I was actually thinking Brandon would be amped up on Tweak when you said that. I mean, they got to get him through 2 hours. So good luck. What was the number they wanted to hold ZJYL to? I believe, well, they need to get it to $1 in order to actually make money. And that's not happening. But they were trying to get it under 10 today. That also did not happen. So, you know, the good news is it is holding strong. It's really holding strong, moving up. So it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. All right, let's start getting into what's going on with the economy. Now, today was a big day. We had New York City Community Bank basically failed today, and it was bailed out. Now, that's okay. That happened last year with Silicon Valley Bank. That does not mean that they cut it off. That does not mean that they saved it. It means that they just kicked the can down the road a little bit. So I'm not worried about that at all. But one thing going on right now is gold is hitting all-time highs. What does that mean? It means people running to safe assets. They want gold, they want silver, they want Bitcoin. They want to get out of this market. So this is always something to watch when the market's going through a hard time. And it's always an indicator of where the smart money, quote unquote, smart money is going. Keep going. All right, let's go over what Powell said today. Powell was on testimony today in front of Congress. It was awful to watch. The nonsense these people talk about is so stupid. They were asking him literally the dumbest questions. It made my brain bleed. I had to turn it off. I couldn't listen. I listened to his opening statement and just wanted to see what else he had to say. And I tried to make it through, but they started asking him like the most ridiculous things. Like, I want to hear about the economy, what the Fed wants to do, what he's seeing in the economy. And instead they're like, what is the Fed doing right now for equity in your hiring? I was like, are you freaking kidding me? And then this other woman was trying to get him, like force him to admit or to say that the illegal immigration going on is actually good for the economy. And she was just hammering it like, you're telling me that the CBO is saying that over the next 10 years, this immigration is going to lead to 7 trillion more. And he's like, well, you know, more people can lead to, and she's like, so you're saying that the immigration right now is a good thing for the economy? He's like, well, I'm not actually saying that. I'm just, he was like really trying to tell. Anyways, it was just a bunch of woke nonsense, liberal nonsense. And it was like, it had nothing to do with what we wanted. So this is the stuff that matters though. All right. Fed Powell says, do not expect rate cuts until more confidence inflation is moving sustainably till 2. Just wait, because inflation is going up. Inflation's going up right now. And I'm going to show you that more in a second. He says inflation has improved, which is technically true, but it's starting to reverse. There are risks to cutting interest rates too early, too late, which he's absolutely right about. Labor market demand still exceeds supply, likely appropriate to cut rates sometime in 2024. Okay, this is important. There's a reason. Powell's very smart. He uses his words he's like what you saw as like he's definitely a marketer or a politician. Okay, he knows how to play the game. This word likely gives him a bailout. He does not have to cut, and they can't hold him to it because of the word likely. That word completely changes everything. The fact he's saying it's likely appropriate means that it might be appropriate. It's probably appropriate, but I'm holding out that it might not be. And so to me, I'm still saying that the earliest they cut is September, and we'll see. We'll see. I have the point is though, is that this was a very, very hawkish testimony that the market did not like. And they finished, the Fed will continually assess days higher for longer back. It definitely is. And here Fed's Kashkari comes out. If the economy continues to be healthy, why would we cut rates? In other words, he's saying, you guys like all the numbers we're seeing. You guys like what you're seeing here with inflation rate starting to decline. You like what you're seeing with the unemployment. You like what you're seeing with the GDP. Why do we need to cut? If this is the Fed's attitude now, they're preparing the market for no cuts, or at least much later in the year. But in my opinion, unless things get way out of hand over the next 2 months, there's no way we see rate cuts before September, which is a really big deal. All right. So right here, here's what's happening this morning. Mac 10 says banks are 3-wave corrective and not liking what Powell's saying about higher for longer. Notice he didn't say the market, he said the banks. What have we been talking about? It's the banks that are going to go first. The banks are going to go first. Semi's making a new high driven by NVIDIA. Something's going to break. And I love how he puts Powell right here. But you could see after Powell spoke right here, these are what happened. The bank stocks started going down. And I watched the Dow. The Dow was up 200 points. After Powell's opening statement, it went down to up 100. And it finished, I think, the day at around up 70 something. So, all right, let me catch up with some comments before I continue. What's up, Mark? Brad, a lot of these community banks are going to go down because they funded auto loans, and HELOCs were just going to be the demise of a lot of them because we know auto market's in trouble. That's very true. Auto market is in big trouble. They're in the most repossessions they've ever had. If anything goes crazy with crypto, look out, precious metals. Yeah, it's very true. What's going on, Gretchen? Good to see you. Moody, Fannie went to the White House, met with VP Harris before indictment. Not like, no, she's a crook, and they are going to expel her. It's going to be great because it'll erase that whole RICO case in Georgia. Trump is not going to get in any legal trouble, guys. In the fines he paid, they'll be appealed and they'll be overturned. He's going to skate to the election. They know it's over too. They have no chance of getting him back, getting him behind bars like they were hoping. What's up, Mark? Yeah, thank you guys for the likes. The algorithm, I do think my channel is starting to wake back up. I don't know what YouTube did, but the views have been up again, and so I think they maybe lifted the shadow ban, or you guys helped me break through it. I don't know, but it's very different the last couple days. Moody, Bank of Canada held the interest rate at 5 today. Wow. So next week is our Fed meeting, and they will hold. I'm almost 100% sure on that. Carlos, what's up? You really hope and pray we have no issues trying to sell our shares, cashing out on the time? I don't think we will, Carlos, but you never know. But I don't think we will because the stocks we're in are small enough where I don't think they'd want to risk upsetting. Excuse me, that was a little burper. They don't want to risk what that would do to the fear that would put in the markets because of the noise that would be made about that. So, what's up, Robert? Aaron. Finger Moas is near. Hedgies, thanks for playing. Insert margin for new show. I like it. Brett, a delicate genius. Are you talking about Powell? He kind of is. He really is. Like him or not. Dubois, like Cascade dishwasher detergent leaves your dishes virtually spotless, alleviates accountability, and a statement like Powell. Exactly. Yeah. Crazy Larry, not trying to be a fudster. ZJYL seems like a ripe target for shorts. Really? I don't think so. I think they're losing their grip, is what I'm seeing. What's up, Diana? Brett, Fannie will get fired. Yeah, good job, Nathan's hot dog. I like that. Mark, NYCB has agreed to a deal. Yeah, we're going to go over that in a minute. Goodwill bought 160,000 shares of AITX today. 200 Finger, 200 GDC, 200 Wolf. Oh, man, you're in the buying mood today. Moody, did I see Zero Hedge article on Trumpenstein? No, I'll have to go look at that. Hey, Richard, I'm doing well, sir. How are you? Shiba Inu is going to go. Okay. Yeah, not here. They turned your notifications off, but put it back on. Oh, that's good. Okay. Maybe I broke out of a shadow ban. That's nice. All right. Let me continue here. All right. Tom Luongo, great analyst. I actually learned I got what I believe about the Fed from him. And I listened to a lot of his stuff, and he really opened my eyes as to what I think the Fed's actually doing. And I tend to agree with his analysis more than anybody else's. But right here, we have gasoline futures versus the 4-month CPI increase. Okay. So you see gasoline starting to peak. Well, CPI often follows gasoline. So look at gasoline starting to peak again, which means CPI could keep crawling back up. And if inflation goes up in any significant way, we might start talking about hikes again. And this, I'm telling you guys, it's going to get nuts. It was painful for Paldos to listen to Maxine Waters. Yes, yes, it was. Josh H, welcome, man, to the membership. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Members' lives are on the weekends, guys. And yeah, if you're a member, you get 3 or 4 extra lives a month. And we go all over the place on the members' lives. They're more unfiltered, more relaxed, and we get into whatever we want to talk about. So that's the place to poke and prod me on all my other wild theories in life. Barbara, yeah, thank you for the likes. Yois, what's happening on Fraud Street? We're going through it, man. Jordan, how are they able to drop ZJYL so much at the end of the day? If they can still manipulate the stock unchecked, do we expect a run soon? Yes. If you think that was something, just think how they feel about the fact that ZJYL is up almost 100% over the last 3 days. They can't keep it down right now. It doesn't mean they won't have a good day here and there until it runs, but ZJYL is moving. There's significant movement to the upside, and my hope is that this momentum might be continued over the next few days, couple weeks, and then then we're off to the races. So we'll see what happens. I have no idea what ZJYL earnings. I don't know anything about really on the company. It's a short squeeze play for me, and that's it. So, anyways, looking for inflation numbers to start turning around to the upside. More jobs data revisions. So this also today, they put in the jobs data for January, came in above expectations, but they just revised December lower by 137,000. 6 of the last 8 months have seen downward revisions. 10 of the last 12 months have seen downward revisions. In other words, they're lying to us every single time they report this. Every single time. So anyways, that's all you need to know. But we get a next big jobs report this Friday, and people are watching it very carefully. In fact, someone sent me an article last night that people are so bearish on this jobs report coming on Friday that there's people predicting the stock market crashes starting this Friday. I personally don't believe that's going to happen, but it is an interesting theory. Also, I just noticed, I'm looking on the chat for the dual stream, and it looks like Rumble, you people, I'm so sorry, but it is not showing your chat. So I apologize for that. I don't know why it gets gummed up. The truth is this is Rumble Studio that I'm using as well. And so the fact that it's screwing you guys on the chat sucks. I apologize for that. I'm sorry. So if you want to get involved in the chat, you'll probably have to jump over to YouTube. Barbara, thank you. I appreciate that. That's awesome. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much. Whenever you super chat too, you can get me to say dumb stuff if you write it on there. You got your wife 6,000 GTI, 200 ZJYL, 500 finger. Oh wow! And so is that the with the money she gave you last night or whatever? Members Live's the place to watch. Yeah, you think YouTube shadowed banning you? I did not see the latest Warren report. No. Okay. Layoffs in all sectors. I'll have to look for that. ZJYL. I was already talking about ZJYL, guys. You have to just rewind a few minutes. So, but ZJYL is looking very good. Very good. All right. Over here, I like this guy. HD, he's 125,000 subscribers or followers. He's just got good stuff. He, predictions, take him or leave him. That's what it is, but he usually calls out really interesting things. He says, my outlook's become very bearish. Current optimism in the market reminds me of 2000 and 2008. And I anticipate a sharper and faster decline than in those previous downturns. Why? Because it's more top heavy. That's exactly why. I don't know if this is going to happen. These are pretty crazy numbers, but who knows? Who knows? Is it possible? I absolutely believe it's possible. Will it happen? That's to be seen. I have good friends who completely agree with me on the economy and completely disagree with me on the market. So we'll see what happens, but it could get really interesting here really fast. I did change my picture, Jenny. Yeah, what do you think? You like it? Kitties, most of the time, gaps aren't filled immediately. They tend to persist for a while and get filled eventually later on. Yes. Jorge, how can a few small banks going down help our stocks? Jorge, I've answered this a lot, but basically it's not a few small banks. These banks are significant banks. New York's Community Bank bought Citizens last year when it failed. So it's a significant bank. It's a regional bank, so it's not like one of the big national banks, but it's still a big bank. It's going to hurt liquidity like crazy. Gonna buy crypto also. Nice. Gretchen, you listened to a fascinating space call where dudes who knew what they were talking about said the brokers are selling the naked shorts into synthetic risk transfers, which get sold into the open market. Interesting. I would love to know more about how that all works. Aaron, the New York bank stock got $1 billion. Yep. Oh no, it won't save it. We're gonna go over that in a minute. If things get bad, or Biden, are you gonna start an OnlyFans? No, nobody wants my OnlyFans. Trust me. You got your GTI divvies in Canada. Really, Randy? Thank you. Van Breezy, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. Yeah, anybody else, please like, subscribe if you haven't already. But thank you, Van Breezy. I appreciate you. And thanks for telling me. Gary Ball bought a membership. Thank you, sir. Gretchen, just like with the credit default swaps from the 2008 crash. Yeah, wow. Okay, that's interesting, Gretchen. Gretchen, would you mind tagging me on that? I'd like to listen to it. Thanks, Jenny. I tried to make it pretty. Van Breezy, yes, a lot of banks have loans that were collateralized using borrowed assets from other banks. Yeah, exactly. What's up, Brenda? All right, let's see here. The reason why we see these FDIC arranged deals, now he's talking about the deal with Steve Mnuchin's fund that bailed out the bank today, NYCB, $1 billion. Okay. Because the FDIC would rather wipe out shareholders than shut a bank down. Why is that? Why? Ask yourself why. Because wiping out the bank shutting down actually costs the FDIC money. The bank shareholders losing all their money costs the FDIC nothing. And that's why he says they don't have the capital to bail out depositors, which is what they warned about last May. This is from last year. Trends in uninsured deposits have increased the exposure of the banking system to bank runs. At its peak in 2021, the proportion of uninsured deposits in the banking system was 46.6%, higher than any time since 1949, coming out of World War II. That's a wild statement, and that was last year. I guarantee you, it's worse right now. But that's why you see this happening, why they're trying to keep the banks afloat, because they don't want to pay out the depositors and have to figure all that out. Charles, you got hit by a car on Friday? Oh my God. Well, dude, so glad you're okay. That's crazy. Hopefully you're getting paid for the work. Are you on a paid leave because of your injury, or are you just crap out of luck? Sorry, Charles, man, but I'm so glad you're okay. Can we mourn Nikki Haley's presidential bid? Oh God, I'm so glad that person is gone. Then what happened with GTI towards the end of the day? We got stuck. Yeah, they're just trying to get it under 30. It's awesome that it didn't go under. We haven't been red in GTI in 4 straight days. To me, that's a sign of strength. It's a real sign of strength. Big JR in the house. Where do I think Bitcoin's going? I think Bitcoin's going to break 100,000 around between April and May. The way it's going, it could change. I'm open to being proven wrong, because I don't know how much might be pulled out of it to jump into the market if the market becomes a big problem. But the way it's going right now, I think Bitcoin is going to continue running high here. Bullishness, ZJYL held 9 today. Absolutely. Steve F, want to say hi. Listen at 4 a.m. Love your show. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for dropping in and telling me. I appreciate that. Would I buy ZJYL? Jay, I can tell you exactly what I do with ZJYL, because I did buy some 2 days ago. I was able to scrounge up a little cash, and I bought in during that first day it was running, and so I've already gained $250 on what I bought in. So yes, I'm excited about ZJYL, where it's going. What I would do, Jay, if I'm if it was me, this is not advice, this is just what I would do, my opinion, is that tomorrow I would watch and see what it does to start the day. If it looks like it's stuck and maybe going down, then I'd probably wait to catch a dip. And if not, if it's just got a lot of strength, then I would jump in. That's crazy, Charles. I'm so sorry, man. So sorry. Brett, we all know they'll bail banks out and stick the taxpayers with the crappy debt. No, they're not going to bail them out, Brett. I disagree with you. I don't think they can this time. I really don't think they can. And I think they're going to let them fail, and they're going to have the big banks buy them up. That's what I think is going to happen, and it's going to create the liquidity issues. Van Breezy, you think they wanted to avoid the panic headlines and chain reaction? Oh yeah, yep, for sure. You filed a claim. All right. Well, I hope it works out. Love the pictures been made of you as ex's gladiator. No, those are fun. Mike was doing those for a while. Those are great. You bought NYCB and one time's made a little over 3K. Wow. Did you bought on the dip? Wow. I wouldn't hold on much longer, in my opinion. I think it's going to turn around fast, but good for you to make money off that. Diana, you still haven't gotten dividends in Canada. It's crazy. Some Canadians are getting it, and others aren't, but Americans definitely aren't. So, what do I think about shorting commercial builders? I don't believe in shorting in general. So that's something you'd have to just make on your decision. Blue 5 heading to bed. All right, have a good night. Busy's in the house. What's up? YouTube heard I was flirting with Rumble. As soon as I flirted with Rumble, they opened it up for me. So that's pretty good. Mark thinks it'll go down after the halving, Bitcoin, that is. Yeah, that's awesome, Van Breezy. Cool. Oh, you sold, Jay. Okay, gotcha. So you made that money on that after that buy-in. That's awesome. Good for you. What a timing on that. All right, let's keep moving here. This is interesting. The largest bank in the world, Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, withdrawing from the DTCC on March 8th. I don't know. Somebody else said this is just one of their accounts and they have 3 or 4. I don't know if that's true or not. I have not had time. I saw it right before I got on. I didn't have time to confirm it, but it is still interesting. They're closing out. So, and this is apparently the largest bank in the world. So, something to watch. There's definitely some things going down the rest of this week. That's for sure. So, what other banks are vulnerable? Oh, optics. We're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah. And Big JR says, thank you for reminding me. Yeah. Smash the like button. Help beat the shadow bans. That's right. So is that why Rum's down? Because I joined? Goodwill. How dare you? You're probably right. That's funny. Okay. Banks. Look at Morgan Stanley's down 4% today. Banks' net income plummeted by over 30% compared to last year's figures. Recent earnings report banks facing significant downturn. Additionally, banks grappling with massive negative cash flow. If Morgan Stanley gets close to failing or just is struggling really big, that's crazy. That's a big problem. Okay, so we need to watch out for that. What's going on there? But yeah, speaking of those banks, we're going to go through more in a minute here. Mac 10 posts this. Does anyone remember Archegos hedge fund implosion in March 2021? Several banks were exposed to that massive margin call, including Nomura. This margin call will be 100 times Archegos. That margin call, obviously, right after GameStop and all that happened. So that was a liquidity issue and big deal. Margin call will be 100 times, he says. So just get ready. I think we're about to start seeing some stuff, guys. So I really do. Keep moving. All right. So New York Community Bank Corp was down 41%, a collapse today. It went straight down before bailed out. And then after it got $1 billion capital raise, it rose 20%, not just back up. It hit back to where it was from where it fell and then went 20% up from there, spiked up. I think it finished at 8% up. But completely normal behavior for a bank with 100 billion plus in assets. I mean, you cannot make this up, what we are living through right now. They bailed out the bank, and just like Silicon Valley got bailed out last year, I think this only probably helps them for 2 or 3 more weeks. Honestly, I really think it could be that fast with BTFP coming next week. So why would they have done that? Why did Mnuchin and all them get in? I don't know, but maybe because the deal, when it gets bought up, they'll be part of that deal. I don't know, but they have a reason for this, and it's not to save this bank. $1 billion is not enough for it. He says, what kind of corruption is this? But just look at this chart, like where it just shot down. It was just absolutely, it was on its way out. The FDIC was going to have to step in today if this deal wasn't done. We would have had our full-on first bank crash. And honestly, I'm just basically saying it came. Now they stabilized it, so we're not going to see the repercussions of this yet. But this shows you we're right there. This is exactly what happened last year with Silicon Valley Bank. And right after Silicon Valley Bank, all those other ones went, and they created the BTFP to save the banks. But that's about to go away. So, and I love this. The problem isn't that liquidity is being taken away. It's that the banks will be unable to access new liquidity. So I keep telling people the crisis isn't coming in 12 months when BTF loans expire. Regional bank failures will begin after BTFP ends on March 11th. In other words, some of these guys have already taken out the loans and that'll expire in 12 months, but they won't be able to get any more after the 11th. And that's where the liquidity is just going to go away. So, all right, let me catch up with you guys. Yeah, March 11th is coming fast. Next Monday. Next Monday. DB, the ZJYL is fine. It's just got to file that form. They're good. They are compliant. So they're fine. Now we know why Jamie Dimon sold. Absolutely moody. Yeah. Banks looking healthy, sarcastically says Aaron. Shazzy couldn't find me. KZ, you have gaps below too. With the momentum right now, I think we're leaving those behind. I love it. On ZJYL, yeah. Richie Rich says, be prepared, not scared for what's coming. That's exactly right. Anybody who's been watching this channel should be prepared. I've been talking about this for months. NYCB and the crapper, yeah. Jay says, I told you by Palantir and SoFi way undervalued, should be about 14 to 16 a day. Listen, Jay, I just don't have the money to jump into new things, but I appreciate the advice. Maybe other people will pick it up and run with it. Todd, you're holding all the usual suspects. Just found some dry powder. Which one's not number one on my list? Oh man, that's a tough question. My big three are ZJYL, Finger, and GTII. They're all number one in different ways. And let me explain that. ZJYL is my number one as far as what I think is going to come the fastest right now. I think ZJYL is very close. As of right now, I think it would be the first to go. Finger is my number one as far as like where the company's at, how strong it is, and how I just think they're about to unleash hell with some announcements here in the next, hopefully, couple weeks, couple days. And that's just going to gain a bunch of momentum, but they're such a strong company. They're my number one as a company with fundamentals. And because of that, like the guarantee of a massive short squeeze. And then GTII, I believe, has the potential to run the fastest and hardest. And it's also the cheapest right now. So you could get the most shares. But it's also the riskiest, not because it'd ever be worth anything, but because it might take the longest, just because the company has not been able to put some together lately. And so now if the others run, I don't think it matters. I think it'll just be a domino effect. But but GTI is my number one as far as like, I think it could just have the cleanest run and straight up. And it also, you can get the most shares at this price. So you could accumulate the most. So it's my number one for that reason. So probably for making the most money. So that's it. Like, so you got to do what you can with that information. Also, Coring reported YouTube fired some woke staff. Oh, Rooster. Can't remember the last thing. It's Rooster something. They're an Austin entertainment company that used to put out funny stuff, and they're very woke. And they just basically fired everybody because they ran out. Once they went woke in 2020, they've just been bleeding cash. So yeah, we definitely could dip lower. I know we could have an off day on ZJYL coming up, but it doesn't mean we won't rebound quickly. They need to pay the loans back on the 11th. No, Charles, they don't have to pay the loans back on the 11th. What happens though is they are no longer able to access those loans, and the time the ticker starts. Now they all probably had limits on how much they could borrow, so most of them are probably capped out anyways. But the whole program just stops, and so, but it's not that they have to pay back on the 11th. It's that they're, at least as far as I know, I don't believe that's what it is. But he wrote this too. I mean, this, they marked collateral at par value, which is book value. That's basically what you buy something at. Okay, so if they bought commercial real estate in 2019 at peaks, well, that's still on their book as that, and so that's their asset. When BTFP ends on March 11th, banks would use a discount window at market value. So all of a sudden, a bunch of those assets, especially real estate, are going to tank, and all these banks are going to be worth less overnight because of that. It's going to be nuts. It's like March 11th should be huge. Any bank with crappy assets, treasuries, MBS, etc., will no longer have access to liquidity. They want bank failures and consolidation of the system, is what he says. And I tend to agree that they're going to weed out the bad banks, or the banks that are weak, and allow the big banks, Chase, Morgan Stanley, maybe after, I don't know, after what we just saw, but several of the big banks to eat them up. So, but especially Chase. New York Community Bank, just 5 days ago, the company has strong liquidity and a solid deposit base. It's like the inverse Kramer effect. It's just like when you see these guys saying this stuff, it's almost always the opposite. AP, glad you could get live in a different time zone you're traveling. Oh, well, that works. Planter AIP tomorrow, buy at highs, low DCIN, I believe 120 by 2030. Wow. Those are long-term plays. DB, regarding the number of shareholders with more than 300 shares that are clear but not sure about the second issue, it's just, as far as I know, it's just a very formal paperwork they got to file, and it'll be easily done. So the big thing was the thing they actually had to do was get the number of people in. So I don't think it's an issue. Any news about Univest buying GTII? They were never with GTII. They were with Finger, and that still happening. Just we don't know when. Eric, how dare you bring up ape? You're going to cause some PTSD here, man. Okay, thank you, Gretchen. I'd love to listen to that. The architect, huh? Like the guy in Matrix 2? Oh, man, that was a disappointing movie. That's awesome, Jay. Well, I hope it goes, man. I might look at them. I will look at them both seriously if I get when these run. Oh, Dan Johnson, good luck, buddy. Enjoy. I don't think he needs luck at that point, right? Right, Big JR? That's funny. Thomas, look at what banks and credit unions are offering on interest per savings account, 5% on average. Hasn't been like that since the 70s. I know, it's crazy. It really is. Bear Stearns is completely fine. That's right, James. Oh man, that story in The Big Short too is absolutely true. When he's talking big on how strong Bear Stearns is, and then they all start getting the notifications as he's saying it. That's a true story. It really happened exactly like that. Jay, you feel like you need to buy more ZJYL, much higher than my average, but I want many more shares. That's what I have the least of. Spoofing, that means it'll go first. Oh man, I'm sorry. I hope not. It's also what I have the least of too, Jay. I feel you there. Yeah, maybe it'll dip tomorrow and you can pick it up. What's up, Ralph? All right, let me keep going here. All right, somebody was asking about banks earlier. How are the other banks looking? Well, here's your answer. Okay, this was today. As Powell announces higher for longer on interest rates, banks are selling off. Isn't it interesting that the market had a huge sell-off yesterday and banks kind of stabilized or even went up a little bit? And then today, Powell announces higher for longer and the market rebounds a little bit, but the banks all get crushed. I mean, look at this. NYCBR, I know. PNC, though, down 5%. Bank of California, 2.5%. SSBI, 2.2%. They're all like so many regional banks were just red. And honestly, it's only a matter of time till like this infection catches up further. And I do think right at this point, NYCB is going to lead the charge. It might now, something else might pop up and surprise us after next Monday with the BTFP being pulled. Maybe we get surprised. I don't know. But it really looks like NYCB is going to be the first, and it'll just keep going from there. All right, Kobisi says current situation: S&P 500 trading like we're in a new bull market. Regional bank stocks crashing like the crisis never ended. Bonds are rising like the Fed's cutting interest rates. Inflation data is rising like rate cuts are canceled. Bitcoin's rising like there's no recession, and gold's rising like a recession's on the way. Nothing adds up, which is exactly true. It's so nuts right now. There's no stability in the market at all. It's all over the place, which is a good sign that things are going to get bad. It's a good sign that they're waiting. Everybody's trying to rush into something to figure out what's not going to break. That's what this looks like to me, and also stay in the market to see if they can make money along the way too. All right, Jenny, have a great night. Thanks for stopping by. DB, you don't know why ZJYL didn't do a press release. I don't know anything. Like, the company is a Chinese company, so maybe they don't do that. I don't know. This is just a short squeeze play. I don't. The company itself is like, it's whatever to me. So I don't know what's going on with Alpine. Haven't heard anything new yet, Thomas. Right now we're just watching GTII, which has been much stronger lately since that news came out. So who knows? Who knows? Have a great night, Jenny. Melody, sorry you late. Just got back from Dune 2. Great movie. Oh, I love it. Oh man, that movie was so good. So good I had to do a live just on that movie. That's how much I loved it. It was great. All right, so that gives us kind of a picture of where we're at right now with all the nonsense with the banks, the economy, PAL, the rate cuts, you getting pushed off. What does it all say? It says keep your eyes open, because this economy, this market is it's in the wild wild west right now. Nobody knows what's going to happen because there's so much coming out. But March has not disappointed. It's March 6th right now. We've already had a bank basically fail. We've already had Super Tuesday. We had outages yesterday. We had a bloodbath of a market day yesterday. Market's down on the month so far, and we've had 4 trading days so far this month. Things are insane. So we're still this month. We're going to have BTFP. We get the jobs report. I think inflation data is going to come in heavier. Fed meeting next in 2 weeks. It's a crazy month, and not disappointing. I think by the end of the month we definitely see a couple bank failures. I really do. Not 100%, but I very strongly feel like we're heading in that direction. Ocean, he had a bad. What's going on with Congress? Is it someone with MMTLP? Ace, when's my next members live, Roger? It'll be on the weekend, Saturday or Sunday. I'm not sure yet. Brett, maybe Letitia James is estimating real estate right now to see how good these bank balance sheets are. Oh, God. 1984 Lynch Dune is the best Dune. Oh, kitties. Oh, kitties. I like that movie, but there's no way it's better than the new one. Will I live stream when these puppies run? Well, Todd, I do have a day job, so I might not be able to. We'll see what happens. I would love to. It'd be super fun, but it might be tough. But speaking of live streams, I might live stream tomorrow. Well, I'm definitely live streaming tomorrow, but I might try to live stream this because tomorrow's the State of the Union speech, which I was not going to watch. But now Trump is going to do a live play-by-play of the State of the Union tomorrow night. So I might do a live stream watching Trump's live play-by-play. I think this could be one of the most fun things ever. I think this could be absolutely, and it definitely is one of the greatest trolls I've ever seen to live play-by-play the State of the Union speech. It's just one of the most genius marketing moves I've ever seen in my life. And so that should be fun tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. Jay, night, buddy. I love you too, man. Have a great night. I know you disagree about the market collapse, and that's okay. That's okay. And I think you're wrong about it being green, even if it doesn't crash for the rest of the year. But hey, listen, we can all we'll find out by the end of the year who was right and who was wrong. And that's either way, we'll still be friends. I tell you what, though, it has to correct at some point because this is unsustainable. Trump will get more views. Yeah, Trump's life will be wrong. Yeah, right. Dubois, AAA are actually BBB and they're crap, all crap as it hits the fan. Credit ratings down. Absolutely. Oh yeah, we're going to be seeing that for sure. That is definitely going on. All those the credit ratings are going to get bad real quick. Go heavy AI biotech. Okay. Dude, with the cyber attacks on AT&T and Facebook, I'm thinking about Pan W. What's Pan W? I don't think I know what that is. All right, let's go look at just the prices in the market today. Look at Dow futures. Look at the futures right now. I hadn't seen that. So after today, this is big. Wow. Okay, that's surprising. That is significantly low for futures. That's a big red drop. Wow. Dow's futures -88, S&P -17, NASDAQ -98. Wow. So very interesting on the futures tomorrow. I'll be checking in again in the morning, but if this is trending this way, we might have another -300, -400 day in the Dow tomorrow, meaning they're all going to get crushed, and NASDAQ especially. So today might have just been a blip, a little green blip. Wow, I hadn't seen that. That's crazy. Let's see what gold's doing. Gold's still at all-time highs, just barely down, and old Bitcoin trying to get back up to those old all-time highs. So up 4,000 right now. Pretty crazy stuff. All right, let's look over here. Oh, my mouse is acting up. All right, let's start with GTII. 418,000 volume today. Let's say 419 round up, and only an unchanged. How is that possible without fraud? You tell me. That's crazy. That's crazy. I didn't see the volume today. That makes no sense. All right, let's go ZJYL. ZJYL, great after hours, 1436 up 4% on the day, million. A million in volume is not bad for ZJYL. So this is still showing a lot of strength, guys. And if the market's red tomorrow, like really red, I think we could have some really good green days. So in our stocks. So it's getting very interesting, very interesting. ESK, do that be the best, most classic thing ever to live stream Trump commenting on the State of the Union. I'll see if I'm able to pull it off time wise, but I think that'd be fun. Moody, you said last year Congress would never issue a subpoena. If they were going to, they would have done it ages ago. Oh, are you guys? That's stuff going on with MMTLP I don't know about. Just like the reverse repo market, no one's been added since October 6th. Wow. I saw reverse repos on pace to be run out by May. So, oh my God, this is a wild time to be watching this stuff. So let's just back up and look at where we're at. We're in a very, very similar situation to where we were last year at this time. The difference is last year they were able to create these programs and the economy was still a little bit stronger than it is now. Inflation was higher, so but the other stuff was worse. I mean, was better. And people had savings still, reverse repo still high, all that stuff. There was plenty of liquidity to go around, is my point. Now it's all gone. Credit rates are higher. People are defaulting at record levels. There hasn't been a full-time job added to the economy in over a year. And what I mean by that is it's not like there hasn't been people getting full-time jobs, but there's been so many full-time jobs lost that they haven't made up for all those losses in over a year. It's been all part-time work. And that's what's keeping our unemployment rate high. People are working 2-3 jobs. Everything's gotten worse. The Fed is like the lowest on cash it's ever been. They are low. That's why the BTFP is ending. That's one of the reasons I don't think they can print. We added another $3 trillion in debt last year since this last time. So I don't think the Feds can jump in. It's This is last year, but this time it's going to go down. I think. I really do. Once the banks start failing, and I think today started that. So pretty crazy. Do I have a brief definition of reverse repos? Yeah, hold on. I just went through a great thing on this the other day to explain it. And somebody in the chat also, if you guys understand it better than I do, but it's basically liquidity available for banks, credit, all that to pull from, and it has to do with the treasuries being sold and available. So and so I don't know exactly how it all how it all works, but I know it directly impacts their liquidity in a major way, and it's something we have to watch because when it's low, it's a big deal. And so, Brett, can't wait to see what the View and Cartoon Network have to say about Trump speech and MSNBC. Oh man, they're gonna go nuts. You know it. Never fear subpoenas will appear. Ben Breezy lost jobs in less hours. Yes, yeah. Overtime is dried up completely. Exactly. Vince, you're getting popcorn for tomorrow? Yeah. What time is the State of the Union? Let me see here. I can't trust old Joe's graphic because he couldn't even get the year right. Oh, hold on a second here. Hello? Yeah, I'm yapping. You want to join me? All right, let's go. Hold on. All right, I got you on speaker.
I have no fucking clue what a reverse repo is, so don't ask me that stupid question. There's so many crazy things that happen that you know. Again, I am a stock trader. My brother was a bond trader. My other brother was a bond pricing. Everyone does different things on Wall Street, so you can't be an expert on all these different things. Like I said, my older brother was a risk arb guy, and he did specialized trades. So everyone has a different specialty. Anyone who claims to understand all the crazy things that go on, they're full of shit. It's very difficult to understand. The brightest of the brightest do that stuff. So you try to figure out what you can do, specialize in what you do, and make money that way. Yeah. Is that good enough answer?
I just know it matters. That's it.
Yeah, no, listen, all these things, obviously the government does, they obviously, I believe it's something like they sell a pricing, I forget whether it's a bond or whatever the derivative is, and they buy it back later. So basically, I guess they're selling it and they buy it back and maybe use the funds for something. I don't know exactly what it is. So I don't want to. I don't want to guess on it, but it's basically buying and selling the same instrument. So, it's obviously, it's like a wash trade, only they're using money for a certain period of time, I guess, and paying for the use of the money. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, I think you're right. That sounds right.
All right, let's go on to the shit that I know and get all this other bullshit out of the way. So I had today lunch with a gentleman who is an attorney, and I won't give you his name. I'm going to try to get him on for you, but he was at the finger motion presentation, and I would love for him to tell you what he told me. And I have nothing to do with him. I just met him for the first time today, and he believes finger motion is $1,000 stock.
Wow!
Because he did transactions in China, and he realizes how hard it is to get things done in China. And finger motion is moving like effortlessly to get these things done. Like it's impossible what they're doing.
Yeah.
All right. And just based on that, the Chinese government has knighted finger motion to actually go into the the telecoms. No one's allowed in these telecoms. It's the most secretive thing in China. Everyone wants to get in there, and you can't. So for these guys to have access and actually build this business up, it's just a matter of time before it explodes. And he's telling me that story. So I will work on it tomorrow and try to get him on your show because I think it'll be fascinating.
Hey, awesome.
Because he actually, I think it was part of buying a railroad in China. So, I mean, this guy's done work with the Chinese government. He's done deals in Beijing, and he knows everything about China. And he told me out of the gate that I said, minimum 100. And he said, you got it wrong. It's $1,000 to get the short squeeze. It's just a matter when they start turning the profit. And I'll just equate again for those who are listening. The stock R Root. It was an IPO. I mean, a couple of years ago, it got destroyed. Raised $1 billion, got wiped out. Did a 25-for-1 reverse. I mean, just destroyed everybody.
Mm.
The stock was at 7, languishing. After the reverse, it went from whatever 30 to $1, back up to 25. The reverse, and they shorted it back down to 7. The company came out recently and increased their revenues. Their revenues are starting to move up. It's actually a company that is actually finally, as an IPO, obviously, when a company's an IPO, they're building on their future. This company's future, I guess, was a little early. They brought it public too early. And now the company is going full stride, and their revenue is starting to take off, and they lost less money. I think it was $7 million less.
Mm.
So maybe they lost 12 million last quarter. This one, they only lost 7. The stock went from 7 to $45
Oh my God.
based on that.
Wow.
Nothing else. So the company's business model is finally starting to, take hold and go forward.
That's exciting.
Finger Motion is at that same point, only it's going into the black.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, it's the revenue, the CEO's telling you, and it's getting ready to turn that quarter to go into the black.
Mm.
That's what happens, and that's what I expect to happen. Forget the short for a second. On fundamentals, that's what I see happening. If you look at the trading in Root, I see the same pattern here. And in my crazy mind, I see this thing going to 50 just based on that.
Wow.
All right, they're trying to hold it down. You can't hold it down forever.
Yeah.
And the company is going to come out, when it does come out, just watch William's video. The CEO presented and told everybody that. It's right there.
Mm-hmm.
Many people recorded it. And this gentleman who I met today, who's an attorney, done deals in China, told me it's going to 1,000. That's what he told me.
Wow.
And forget the short. Throw the short in there, and then you got all hell is going to break loose.
I love it.
And just look at the trading in ROOT. I think it's been 9 or 10 days. It went from 7 to 45. And then I'll just change that for a second. Think about that for a second. Do your homework. It's all there. The videos, everything's right there about the company fundamentals. All right. So that's what I see happening here. Forget Lynn. Lynn's done already. I don't consider them, that's a non-event right now. All they're doing is just whoever's doing it for them is selling shares back and forth to torture people to get them to sell. And I'm telling you that, my opinion, this is a lock. I'm not. The more I talk about with people, the more I'm more convinced about it. I just wish I had more money to buy it. I just don't have it. So again, now I look at it and say, look at Root the way it's trading. It squeezes up, it drops big, and then it comes back and makes a higher high.
Mm-hmm.
ZJYL did that today. It exploded up. The shorts beat it back down again. I expect it to make a higher high, and the same trading patterns. They go up, they backfill, and then they go higher. All right. The short is here. Obviously, these guys like Pete from Philly always say, these guys sell without fear. Think about the U.S. government. There's 200 million shares short already.
Oh yeah.
And these guys are still out here playing games. It's remarkable that they keep doing it. But I see the same pattern as Root. It's going to spike, pull back, and this is how they go. All right. Every once in a while, you get the rocket. Okay, you get the Kodak that goes from 2 to 60. GameStop didn't go straight to 500. There was more up and downs than you can shake a stick at. NVIDIA does it up, down. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, that is hedge funds trying to get people to bail out so they can cover or maybe get cheap stock because they think it's going higher. Whatever the motivation is, that's big boys playing. All right? And those are shorts in a panic. That's what it looks like. Very rarely do you just get them to go like Beyond Meats or Peloton. They just don't go up in a straight line. They zig, they zag, they go up and down. Learn the patterns. Just look at the other short squeezes. If anyone here, just do some work. Look at the other short squeezes and see their trading patterns before they take off. They get wild. That's what happens here. ZJYL, I brought it to your attention because it was a forward split. We all know a reverse split, you're dead. A forward split, look what happens. It's still around. It's giving you opportunities. All right, it's giving the opportunities to buy the dips, sell the rips, any way you want to get into it. Okay, it just doesn't go to zero like a reverse split. All right, so it's very different. And the gentleman I was talking with today, he thanked me for educating on that because he had no idea about the two. And I hope everyone here understands the reverse split, you're dead. Forward split, you got an opportunity. And I do believe that you're going to see forward splits in companies like Costco and Nvidia, all these big companies that are $1,000.
Oh, yeah, they'll do it.
It makes it more affordable for investors to buy it.
Yeah.
It used to be a common thing. They used to happen all the time, and they don't do it anymore. I was just curious why they don't do it, because when they're $1,000 stocks, they're very easy to manipulate.
Yeah. Well, I think Amazon did it a couple years ago, but yeah.
That's the difference. These guys were all, hundreds and thousands of dollars worth of stocks. Who's buying these things?
Oh,
These are just institutionals. There's no retail in here.
No.
So that used to be. So keep an eye on it, because I think there's a lot of opportunities on the forward split.
Okay.
You see, if your company's going to reverse, run for the hills.
Yep, exactly.
You're just losing your percentage of what you own. So again, do your homework on other trading patterns, on other great squeezes. Go look at them. A lot of people like to play with charts. Go look at what they look like. See the patterns. ZJYL is giving me a clear pattern of a stock that's getting ready to explode.
Yeah.
They're trying to hold it down. You got other small shorts coming in here. You can see them posting, it's a Chinese scam, blah, 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 right? So these are guys shorting 1,000, 5,000 shares, they're trying to make a quick buck. Yeah. So now you're bringing in these other players. Those little players always get roasted alive. They have no idea that the company did a forward split, and that the old shorts that are in this name are short enormous amounts of stock. And they want these guys to come into it, because these guys borrow shares, short it, and these guys buy it from them. That's how they try to cover. They suck in other shorts in here. All right. But eventually they all start to panic, and they go to cover. All right. So I explained that. You understand it. If you were on the call yesterday, we told you we felt like it was going to go today, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Base?
Yeah.
We said we felt like it was going to go, and it did pop. Again, I can't teach you how to trade. I know some people that bought it at 7, 6, or 8, sold some at 9, 10 today, bought it back below, on the pullback today. That's how it's trading. You don't own enough to go back and forth. You sit there and you wait. I mean, if you want to wait, you can do whatever you like. This is what Wall Street's about. Understand the trading patterns.
Yeah.
When I understand the trading patterns and the story doesn't trade, why would I sell it to make $1? Pay 30, 40% in tax, right?
Yeah, seriously.
No joke. I'm looking for things that, and I told you this last night, I'm looking for things that are going to change my life. Yeah. I'm not looking to make 50 cents anymore. Same. I used to do that all day long. Yeah. I don't want to sit in front of a screen. I want to go out. Like today, I had lunch with an attorney, very bright guy. And you know what? I want to do that. I don't want to sit. I used to sit in front of a machine all day, all night, trading stocks. I don't want to do that anymore. Yeah. So I'm looking for opportunities where I could put small money in and make big money. You can find it in many places. I'm not looking to go buy a stock that's $1, that goes to $1.50 and trades 50 million shares in one day and declare I made a victory. I don't want to do that anymore. You guys are all welcome to go do that. It's a tough game. Good luck. I could care less. I'm looking to find stories, follow the information, follow what's going on, and make decisions that I think that I can buy a stock at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 9 or 10, and watch it go to 100. Because I'm looking for the next Nvidia in a different way. I don't understand technology or chips. That's not my thing. All right. So I'm looking for things that I understand. I understand patterns. I understand security fraud, and I do know when security fraud is exposed, you can get big returns on it. How is it funny that you see short squeezes in a stock like Root, and we're in GTII and Finger Motion, putting the truck in front of the SEC, declaring, showing you the numbers every day, and we can't get a short squeeze because the people behind these names have sold so many shares, they're going to get destroyed when it happens. A stock like Root has big shorts in it, but nothing like what you're going to see in these names. It's very different. right? So those are the opportunities that I look for. You can find your own. Go out there and knock yourself out. Just be careful. As you can see, this KNW, all right, signed the deal with the devil. And, I wish him the best. I know nothing about the company. So if your shareholders that in that stock, don't piss on me. I didn't sign the deal with Lynn Partners. I'm just telling you that be careful, because when Lynn Partners is investing or lending you money, your stocks get destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
They want their money back. The only way they can get their money that they're giving you is by shorting the stock. It's not by the companies doing well, because they all get destroyed, right? How would you like to give a company $10 million, watch it go get delisted like ID Parts? They gave them money in July of 2023, and 2024 was delisted by the New York Stock Exchange. How'd they get their money back?
Mm-hmm.
The company got wiped out. So they gave a guy $10 million and lost it. Who are they to lose $10 million in a pop?
Yeah.
It's impossible. The only way to make money back is by naked shorting the stocks. Now they may be hiding their offshore. They're hiding these short sales somewhere. Obviously, they know how to do it. And what they do to make believe they're good people, they convert this stock like they did in RWLK, and they show that they're a big holder. So the stock was 20 to $1. They make $19. Then they spend and they convert their $10 million at $1, and they're long 10 million shares of stock now. Now they're good guys. They're investors. But they already stole $19. I'll do that every day of the week. Steal 19 and spend 1 and walk away with $18 and walk away with 18 in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're doing to you. So understand, that's just them. I mean, there's other criminals here. There's Yorkville. There's this. They're all over the place. I talk about Wolf all the time. I was at a presentation with 200 people, spoke with management, spoke with everyone there, and they make money based on Bitcoin pricing. They mine Bitcoins. Nothing else. That's what they do. And the whole thing with Bitcoin is about the power, the cost of power to generate these coins, right?
Mm-hmm.
How could the stock never go up? Bitcoin went to 60, whatever the hell it is now. I don't even know where it is. I stopped looking.
65,000 right now.
I've been following this thing since Bitcoin was 16,000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's 60,000. So they spend $2,000 or $3,000 as the cost to mine a Bitcoin. It's 66. They make $64,000 a coin. When it was at 17,000, they made 15,000. And the stock doesn't go up.
I know.
I mean, you sit there and you watch it and you say, how could this not work? That's what we're talking about. There's a breakdown of fundamentals and this naked short selling fraud, because it actually drives investors, like everyone on this call is scratching their head. How could it not go up?
Oh, yeah.
That's their business. They spend 2,000 and they make 66. It's 64,000 in the pocket, and the stock never goes up.
It's actually,
if they're ever going to make money, it's
actually
now.
Down about 20% since the Bitcoin run started.
Right. How is that possible? It just basically tells me, why would you even be in business?
It's nuts.
That is what's showing you the disconnect because of the criminals that are naked shorting stocks. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
You have to figure it out. Now, the wolf people don't like to fight. These are serious people, and they're not fighters. And this is what happens. They believe in the end that they'll win, and that's what happens. Meanwhile, shareholders of the company are saying, F you, I'm selling. I can't stay here.
Yeah.
I don't make any money.
Yeah.
I had a couple of friends move out at 260. They sold. I made them sell the stock. They bought more Finger. They bought some GDC. They bought some ZJYL, and we moved them around.
Yeah.
To look for different opportunities. That's just the way it goes. I mean, you just can't do anything. Not everybody has, $10 billion to play the game. So you have to find opportunities and move around.
Exactly.
And that's how it goes. Did you have any questions about anything?
Richard says hi. People are asking for GTII updates, if there's anything.
Well, GTII, the catalysts are, I spoke with Richard about this today. I think I spoke with him yesterday about it. The company should just open up and sell comic books. Do something. The company needs to do something.
They do need to do something, yeah.
Do something. I don't care if they, stand on a corner and play 3-card Monte and do something. Rob people. Do something.
Yeah.
Start a business. Do something. We know. I met with Trento Mines. I met with other people. They presented the deals, and the company has to make a decision and do a deal. Got nothing to do with me. I have nothing to do with it. I don't control that.
Yeah.
But I do believe they have to do something. Once they do something, they put a floor on the stock.
Mm-hmm.
Once there's a floor on the stock, then we can determine what to do as far as investing.
Oh, yeah.
We all know there's 500 million shares short. We all know Alpine got caught with their hand in the cookie jar. We all know the framers are criminals. We all know that stuff. It's all right here. The documents are right here. And, we always talk about proof. GTI has the best proof of everybody.
It does, yeah.
It's right there. It's from the depository trust in the NSCC.
Mm-hmm.
It's right there. But someone needs to force the issue. Once the company puts a deal in here and puts a floor on the stock, I think you'll see, then you'll start to see action.
Exactly.
Right. But until then, what am I supposed to tell? Or if someone calls me up, should I buy the stock? I'm like, I would tell them exactly what I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to put a business in here, or by, grease lightning, the government steps in and forces, the action to buy back the stock. And I think that's coming with this Alpine mess. I think it's coming to a head.
Oh, yeah.
Some serious people said that Alpine is definitely done.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been looking for the doc. I had Richard look at the Pacer, looking for, some legal documents to see if we can find it. And they said there's news out there somewhere, and we're trying to find out where it is. When we find it, we'll post it and try to figure it out. But again, the mess is there. Where is it hiding? I think once the government gets into Alpine, I guess to see all their trades and all their books and what's going on, they must be stalling. Or Richard says, who's paying all these millions of dollars in these fees to attorneys for a business that's basically gone?
Exactly.
They're doing it to hide something. They're moving something around.
Yep.
And again, the paper trail doesn't go away on Wall Street. We all think they do, but they don't. And, they can try to burn it down like they did in Chicago.
I was just thinking that.
It doesn't go away. And, the regulators, you got the FBI, Secret Service. For people who want an update on law enforcement, they do not communicate and tell you what they're doing.
Yeah, that was one of the next questions.
Go out there yourself, go to the FBI, report a claim, and see what they say to you. They tell you right to your face.
Mm.
If we're investigating, I will not get back to you and tell you anything.
Yeah.
They ask questions. That's a different story, And, Mark Bazile, he's got good ties to the FBI, and he can't get any information out of it.
Yeah. They won't say
We
anything.
know the FBI. We know the FBI is, as we say, people, they're stuck in MMTLP, and they own Finger Motion. They told me themselves. So they told me, and Mark told me, they all told me. And, they wanted me to come in and educate the office on naked short selling. And I told the one FBI agent, I said, listen, you didn't tell those guys I told you to buy it. I don't even know you guys. I didn't want them to dump it on me and walk in and have, 20 angry people yelling at me. And he said, no, it was me. And he told all the other people in the office, and they bought it, and their families bought it, which is, I don't want to see anybody lose money, but, it's great to have those guys on your side because they're all pissed off, and they were working on ways to get this thing, exposed. So that's up to them to do that stuff. And, they just don't get back to you and just have to deal with that.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what happens there. Any other questions?
Yeah. Was there anything else the attorney said? Any other elaborations? People are pretty interested in that about Finger.
I'm going to get him on a call. I'm going to speak to him tomorrow and try to get him on a call because, when you hear it from somebody who is there, who's done deals in China, he's amazed at what Finger Motion is able to accomplish.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, you don't get one of the biggest, consumer markets in the world, governments helping Finger Motion out.
No way, especially not their government.
And they're helping Finger Motion out.
Yeah.
So between us and everybody on this phone call, I'm going to give you my little opinion on this. Finger Motion has some serious connections to the Chinese government.
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion on this. I hope the Chinese government isn't listening, but I think the cat's out of the bag on that one.
It's in their deals. I mean, it's public information.
I'm just saying that you do not get this type of stuff done.
Yeah.
It's not easy. I'm just like you, and I'm saying, okay, come on, guys, you got these great deals. Build it faster. You can't train people to do the jobs or build out faster than it can possibly go. Finger Motion said, and Martin Shen said this in his video with William, the Chinese government likes the way they operate because they operate in the proper fashion. They don't make mistakes. So when they do something, it has to be correct. The Chinese government, I remember this from years ago, they said, the Chinese government doesn't like change. So once you get entrenched, they love you.
Yes. Yeah.
You're in.
Yeah.
That's how they operate.
Mm-hmm.
And for those who don't understand Finger Motion, I'll go back in time. Alibaba and Tencent were the people that were doing the top-up business. They were caught by the Chinese government helping billionaires buy $1 billion worth of minutes, move offshore, like a phone card, selling them from Singapore on a site at a discount. So they were using their Chinese money to buy these cards, getting paid, and the money was going outside of China because the people were buying it on sites outside of China. So they were laundering their money outside of China. And that's how Finger Motion was born.
Wow.
Because the big boys were caught. So as long as Finger Motion complies and does what's right, they will just get bigger and bigger. And because and if you pay attention, Finger Motion started with the top up, then they got into the SMS business. Now they're doing in the big data business with insurance companies. Then they got into cell phone insurance business. All right, these are all businesses that started from ground zero. They didn't come in. So, I mean, just think about what you're seeing here. All right, this is a company that I've been following for 5 years, and I can't wait to get this gentleman on the phone because then you can hear it and don't listen to me like a broken record.
I'd love to.
All right, but this guy, he was saying that to me, he's like, this is like amazing what's going on here. And you guys don't understand what you have. And I was saying it was a minimum of 100. He says a minimum of 1,000.
Wow.
So he caught my attention. Then I stuck him with the bill, everybody. I had lunch on him and I stuck him with the bill. I told you that's my move is I treat for breakfast. I don't treat for lunch or dinner.
At Denny's.
I'll be the first guy to buy you 2 eggs and toast.
Get that grand slam.
Yeah. That's always on me. When that check comes, I'm the first guy. At Dunkin' Donuts, I'll buy you a coffee and the donut anytime.
You do the wallet look. Oh, I forgot my wallet. I'm sorry.
That's what I do at dinner. At dinner I have the alligator arms. I'm only kidding. But I always run at the dinner bill. I never reach for it. But so if you look at it, just pay attention. Do your homework. It takes 2 minutes to study it. The CEOs put up 50 videos on Finger Motion. Go watch him. Go back in time and go watch him. He's meticulous the way he speaks. It's perfect.
Yeah, he's been great.
And he's just great at it. GTII, build a stupid business. That's all they have to do. Throw something up there.
They give us anything, it's going to get really
anything. Do something, And you know what? My opinion, I think they are doing something. I just don't have any. Yeah. I can't answer it for you. I don't know.
Yeah.
We know we trapped the shorts.
Oh yeah.
I saw Gary Gensler, and I'm actually his videos on here. And here, hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Hold on.
Money from the public, like what President Franklin was.
I mean, I listen to this guy's voice and I cringe.
Truthful.
He was talking about Gary Gensler today about how the execution of a trade and how important it is that the retail investor can actually see your trade go through the different process. And I put up for the 1,000th time, I don't give a flying shit who sells me my stock.
Exactly. Yeah.
settle the trades.
Mhm.
He can't say those words.
Yeah.
He keeps trying to tell you we're giving you better pricing. We're giving you better this. We're saving you money.
Yeah,
Like
everything's
Charlie
always
Payne
cheaper.
says,
When everything's always cheaper, you get better pricing. But
we always get things cheaper. Our stock prices go down. Every time I buy a stock, it goes down.
it gets cheaper. Thanks, Gary.
Every stock I look at, people go, oh, the shorts are following what I said. I look at NVIDIA. I could talk about any stock. And you're telling me they're following me? Are you kidding me? Give me a break.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's so funny. What's it called? That I forget, KNW, whatever the hell it is. I can't remember the symbol.
I think that's it.
Yeah, that stock should be a penny already.
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell's out there buying it, holding it up? Now, I do believe that Lynn is probably pissing in their pants, cursing me out for exposing them on this thing. And I do believe that they're trying to somehow hold it up, trying to discredit for what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I think that they're doing a lot of wash trades in that stock to hold it up, to create the illusion that these idiots don't know what they're talking about. We're good guys. And the CEO, I assume, will come out with a press release sooner or later and say, everything's great, our clinical trials and everything is great. There's companies working on cancer that are getting slaughtered.
Oh, yeah.
You're telling me Lynn Partners, $3.5 million, they're going to get you to the promised land? Get lost. You know, if it was a good funder and they gave you $3.5 million and they converted and everybody can see what they're doing and they convert at $1 and eventually sell it at $2 and they play ball the right way. And as the company builds and goes through these stages, I would agree with you. But I can't do this when these guys have all these, they get their stock at the lowest price after a 10-day average, blah, 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 blah. So what do? They knock it down. They knock it to 10 cents. Then they get a 50% discount from that. And the lowest price, they wind up getting it at 2 cents. So why not sell all you can up here? That's what they do. All right. And it's proven time and time again. Some of the other stocks I follow, that TELO. For the 75th time, people call me today. It's not moving. It's not moving. The people I know the guy who bought the million shares, the whole float. Mm-hmm. These guys are naked shorting it, trying. The company came out with its first press release, and a major doctor joined their board to work on enhancing that you extend your life. That whatever it said in the press release. The shorts came in and sold it right away. What's so negative about that? That a world-class doctor joined the company. That's negative. And we said it before. Anytime a company puts out news, finger motion, that's bad news. Oh, we got this, that's bad news. This is bad news, that's bad news. It's always the same thing. They always sell it first to create the market so that you think it's going down. Me and William always make fun of it. They have their research team, their crackerjack research team. Guys like Charlie Mayo, all right? He's reading the press release as faster than we can. I can't even read it and the stock's going down. Mm-hmm. That's how fast these guys attack the stocks. It's the same. I keep saying it's the same stupid pattern over and over again. News comes out when your stock is naked shorted, they try to knock it down. They do it all the time. Yep. That TELO should have been up 3 to 4 points on that news with that guy joining it. I've heard that John Hopkins is doing all the studies in TELO. Wow. John Hopkins doesn't do studies on companies that are frauds or don't have anything.
Absolutely not, yeah.
They're not wasting their time. They're not wasting their time on that. Mm-hmm. So let's see if that news comes out. I'm sure that news will come out shortly because people are asking me where they're doing their studies. And I said, I heard John Hopkins. And people go, it's going to take a long time for the FDA to approve it. No shit. What are they doing it? On pets. Yeah. The pet market, I'm told, is a $10 billion market. Mm-hmm. So what I'm trying to say to anybody on this call, when you see a stock like this, try to think about what you're seeing. Again, I'm not a Goldman Sachs analyst, but if you just try to put connect the dots, you can see what their company's going to try to do. Everyone doesn't go straight to human trials. They try it with the animals first. And if it's working, and if it's extending the life of your pet, Okay. I have a dog that's 11 or 12 years old right now. And guess what? I would love to give her the trial and get her in the trial and give her the medicine, right?
Mm-hmm.
The pets are part of your family.
Yeah,
Everyone has
100%.
them,
Absolutely.
right? And if you could somehow give something that can help your pet survive and stay healthy longer, if it's working on them, give me the same pills. I'll be like Kramer from Seinfeld, taking the dog medicine. Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody would do it.
Kramer.
So I'm just saying, this is how companies grow. This is how things happen. The U.S. is a disgrace because they're trying to knock this company out before it even started. They were naked shorting the stock 1 minute after it went public. 1 minute. And I pointed it out to maybe on your show or Williams. I said it 50 times.
Oh, yeah.
And then it even had a short squeeze already. It went to $23. This is all within 10 days.
Yeah.
Just go on YouTube, go on Yahoo, and you can see, go look at the historical quotes. I think it's public 15 days. And these idiots have shorted 1 million already. The float's 1 million. One guy owns the whole thing, and these guys naked shorted 1 million more.
Mm-hmm.
My friend bought 100,000 of it. My other friends have been buying it every day. I had a guy yesterday bought 50,000. And they just keep putting it away. Eventually, it'll just explode. The news will keep coming, and it'll explode. That's just the way it goes. I mean, but again, everyone here looks for instant gratification. If you want that, when you see Tesla down 10, go take a shot. Maybe it bounces back up 10. I don't know. That's instant gratification if you want to trade. I pointed out to you yesterday. You don't mind that I keep talking, do you?
Not at all.
Okay. I pointed out to you yesterday. I said, as a trader, all right, I like Kodak at $4.75, $4.80. I said, this thing's going to start to move. If it breaks 5, I think it's going to start to go. You know, it's not a big trade, but again, it went to 516 today. I'm not even watching it. And it went to 516. So that's what you call trying to pick a bottom in a stock in a trading range. And that comes from years of studying this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not guessing it. I'm looking at it. And, you know, I was thinking about this in the car today. Do you ever see stocks with numbers? What's with these numbers, these walls? TELO, the wall is $9, right? Look at today with the ZJYL, you know, it got to 11, they put up a wall, and it gets to a spot, knock it down.
Yep.
You know, GTII, 30 cents is the wall. It goes to 34, push it back to 30. What's the big fucking deal if it went to 34 cents?
Mm-hmm.
They need it back at 30. It gets to 34, it's back at 29.30 in a second. These walls are for one reason. It's margin.
Yeah, they're margin walls. Yeah, exactly.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Kodak
at 7, GTI at 3 last year. Yeah.
Yeah. His finger motion is 719, like that, right around there. That's where it was.
Yeah.
And you just remember these numbers, and eventually, when they go back and test it again, they break through, and that's when they explode.
Mm-hmm.
Like I looked at Kodak and I said, "Oh, Kodak, the wall's going to be at 5 because the options, but the options don't expire for another 10 days. So what are they setting up a wall now for? It's a little too early, right?
Yeah.
They're setting up the sandbags for a flood, but the rain didn't start yet. I mean, you know, you got to let it come down first.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's what they do. Okay, so these numbers, you have to pay attention, and you can see the walls. They go to 9, knock it down. 9, knock it down. It's ridiculous. And you just think to yourself, this is all related to shorts. If they thought they can win, they let the stocks go higher.
Yeah.
I said it for 4 years already. I shorted for major players. And all they told me when they gave me an order, sell short 3 million shares of stock, is get me the best prices. Meaning if the stock is 50, they want me to sell it at 51, 52, 59, 63. They don't care. They want their average price. If I sold the stock at 50 and I sold it to 70 and my average was 62 on the high end, I got paid a lot of commission.
Yeah.
If the stock had a range of 50 to 70 and I sold it all short at 52, they punch me in the face and would give me no commission. Because you think about it, 3 million shares, you know, up $10 or $12 higher, I could have made them $30 more million.
Mm.
That's how these guys think.
Yeah.
Today's short sellers, these criminals, They short and distort in 30 seconds. Push it down, because they're playing just like you, Ace, and me. We're both broke, right?
Yeah.
So imagine playing the game with no money, and the stock starts to move up. And the only thing we can do to help us protect ourselves from getting bought in is to sell it and mark it down and do more, right?
Yeah.
Hurry up. Keep covering the body. We can't let it go up. We'll get caught. That's exactly what they're doing. That's all they're doing. They're trying to stay alive by using no funds. Alpine proved that. There's no funds back in the trades. They tried to free ride. It's called free riding. There's no money in the trade. Call your brokerage firm up and say, I'd like to buy 10,000 IBM. They go, you got to put money in the account. Can I just do it? And I'll pay you later? That's called free riding. You can't. These guys are selling stock, pushing it down, because if it goes up, they get a margin call and they don't have the money to put in. Once it breaks, and they always do, once it breaks, it's gone. Most of the stocks that do not break is because management is basically not fighting back. And, when you get these criminals on you, you have to fight back. MULN fought back a year later than I taught the guy to do it. He waited too long. Instead, he reversed the stock. I don't know how many times he did it, right? And then, when you don't fight back, then you get destroyed.
Exactly.
Any other questions? I was driving around today, so I really didn't get to look at all these stocks. So
You're good. There has not a lot of questions. Everybody was excited that you came on, gave the update. I think everybody really wants to hear from that lawyer. That's about Finger.
I will get him on the phone. I will get him. I think that once you hear from him, you'll say that, wow. And what I described to the lawyer, because he's not a trader, and I told him the stock on the downside is over.
Yeah.
You can see it. They try to push it at 230, 235. All of a sudden it bounces back up. They're washing trades, trying to get people to come out of it. They're shaking the tree, as we call it, whatever you want to call it. They're trying to shake and see who's going to panic out. That's all they're doing. But the downside is out of the stock. The stock's value by benchmark is 5+. Who the hell's selling it down here? The only people that sold it down here were people that were fast money, who bought too many shares and panicked out, and they're gone. But they were scooped up by people that I know that are smart players, and they buy people that panic out. And that's what's killing Lynn and their friends, is that we have a network, or I have a network of people that are Wall Street professionals, whether they're brokers, money managers. And when they see a value, they step in and just keep accumulating.
Yeah.
And you people on this phone say, why don't they just jam it up higher? They're here to make money for themselves, not for you. I have a friend of mine that's a very professional woman. And I dropped her. I gave her, if Dirty Mayo's listen, I gave her the Dirty Mayo, and he curses me out every day. She's so demanding. But she's always saying, why don't your friends just take the stock higher? They're here to accumulate it. They don't need to pay $5, $6 if they can get it here. If the guy's going to keep selling here, they know eventually